Welcome back everyone. In today's video we'll be taking a look at Nitrux, and I haven't been making any videos recently and I decided that this distro is worth taking a look at. And also everyone's apparently been making videos about it, so I decided why don't I take a look at it myself as well. So yeah, so this is the desktop that you can see once you put in the USB flash drive, and then you have your installer on the desktop that you can access. So like usual, I won't be actually installing the system, but I will just be taking a look at it from the USB, or in this case virtual machine. So the panel, we have it right here at the top, which is pretty nice, and we have a what's it called, a dock at the bottom. So this, I believe, is the, I think, latte. There we go. So at the bottom we have the software center. Let's take a look at that. So this is the Nomad software center. So while that's loading up, and sorry if it's kind of slow, because the performance isn't the best on the virtual machine. So here we have the software center, and I have a bunch of updates that I have not installed. So system settings, we'll come back to this in a little bit. Kate for text editor. So we have the terminal or console in this case. Dolphin file manager. And you know what? Like, this is creating a very good first impression for, in my eyes, because I really like the look of this. I mean, KDE in general. So this features the KDE desktop environment, but KDE in general looks nice. But I'm really liking just everything. Like how you have your home, desktop, and downloads folder and root folder, as well as trash folder. So these, I think, are the main ones you want to access. But in the home folder, as you can see, you have all these. You can take a look at them from here. And you also have this kind of like a history for what you've done with your files and what you've accessed or saved. And I really like this whole white and kind of like a light blue theme that's going here. It's pretty nice. Wait, and did I minimize that? Or yeah, I did minimize it, right? Oops. There we go. So wow, this is actually interesting. If you take a look at it here on the panel, this is kind of like the GNOME desktop environment, where you have these options appear here, where you can choose what you want to do with the file and whatnot. So let's take a look if I maximize this. Okay, so unlike with GNOME, when you maximize the window, you still have the title, or yeah, the title bar here under the panel, and it's not part of the panel. So but I actually really like this. So I'm assuming that the way the panel is set up, you kind of need the dock. You kind of have to go with this, because you don't really see the icons or anything appearing here. But of course, if you want to fix that, you can always just set the panel back to normal, reset the panel to default panel, or just make a new panel. So for the web browser, we have Chromium, which is always a good choice in my opinion. And let's take a look at the settings real quick. You can remove the title bar and borders to kind of save some space, so you get this look, which is nice. And then for the panel, we have the start menu, which looks very simple. This looks actually pretty interesting. So so you have your programs here. This seems to me to be very minimalistic. So at the first page, you have, again, file manager, web browser, text editor, and settings. And then let's see what's installed. Babe. What's this? Never heard of that, honestly. Music. Okay, so this sounds like a a music player. It's pretty interesting. I've never used this, so apparently I don't know how to get back to what I was at, but apparently you can drag music, so you can drag the music files onto there, and also, oops, dang it, I changed the resolution. So let me just fix the resolution real quick. So yeah, so apparently you can yeah, this might look a bit weird at first. Just fix this real quick. Okay, there we go. So apparently you can enter a URL, so you can access music from, I'm assuming, sources like YouTube and whatnot. So yeah, you have your info center, you can install the system, calculator, console. This is the system monitor, which is using around 700 megabytes, 750 megabytes of RAM, which is pretty nice, especially for KDE, in my opinion, because I've seen some systems running KDE that pretty bloated, taking up like at least a gigabyte. LibreOffice, I don't know what this quantum thing is. So apparently this is a theme manager by the looks of it. Spectacle, I haven't seen this either. Oh, so this is kind of like a print screen to capture images. And then VLC Media Player, which has a very interesting icon. Never seen an icon like that. For some reason it's missing its menu bar. Whatever. So this is very minimalistic, which some people might not like that. Some people might like more stuff pre-installed so that it's less of a hassle later on, but I personally really like how minimalistic this is. And also, if you right click on the menu, I feel like you should be able to, so this is Nomad menu. So this is, I don't think that this is, yeah. So this is, of course, I think, because I know for sure that the Latte dock kind of works with the panel, so I think there's something going on here between the two. That's probably why you get these options here when you have an open window. Then we have the time, the clock here, which if you feel like it, you can adjust that as well. So let's show the date as well. So you can have it like this, or you don't have to add the date. So you got notifications, sound, volts, which I personally never use, and networks. Okay. Panel is very simplistic and nice. I like that. Before we go back to the settings, let's take a look at the desktop. Let's see what kind of wallpapers are offered. So change the rules. So you have a bunch of quotes here. I'm seeing that Nitrux likes quotes. So all these themes are very KDE-like, you know. A lot of KDE distros with KDE have these kind of geometric figures and are colorful. I personally like this one, so I'm just gonna stick with this wallpaper. And also, if you notice earlier when I typed in display settings, or just display, well, first of all, you get options, which is nice. But second of all, every other icon is dimmed and becomes black and white or gray. And if I try to click on it, it's not working. The only options here are the ones that may be relevant to what I'm looking for. So if I type in mouse, for example, only these ones right here are highlighted. So this is pretty nice. Let's take a look at the workspace theme. Okay, so we're using Nomad Dark, and so here is a light version. which, wow, in my opinion, this actually looks pretty nice. I must say the menu does look a bit too big and plain. I do like just the default KDE styles that are offered, but you have that. And actually, let me try changing something real quick. Let me just see how that's going to affect. Yeah, okay. So that's how that looks. So, and yeah, as you can see, it has slight transparency, which is nice. The cursor theme, Nomad, that's what it's called, but another name that it goes by, or I guess this is custom, but another cursor that looks pretty much the same as the Pixel 3 Fun cursor, which is very nice. And then you have a splash screen, custom splash screen, which I don't know how to test this out. Can you test it out? Yeah, I don't think you can see how it looks. It would be nice. I do want to see actually how it looks, but that's fine. So, okay. Colors. So this is the whole white and light blue theme. So this is the dark version. Nothing's really changing though. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's because of this. Let's go back here and let's choose this again. Okay, so let's see if it's going to change. Nope, nothing's really changing. It's kind of weird. Okay, so if anyone knows the reason why the color schemes aren't changing, let me know. I don't think it has to do with the fact that I'm a virtual machine, but it could. Alright, so for icons, you have some icons which I cannot read at all what that says. But here are the icons. I'm just gonna stick with the defaults. Application style, quantum dark. Okay, now I'm seeing something change. Fusion, and then breeze. So I'm just gonna stick with the regular quantum. Okay, so we have some dark title bars here, which, ooh, I'm really liking these ones. This one looks pretty nice. You got plastic, and then breeze. Okay. And then for GNOME application styles, you have some options here too, which I won't really be taking a look at that. Desktop behavior, you got the effects and whatnot. So, you know, I mean, if you have a touchscreen device or with screen edges, if you want, you know, when you go to touch the edge of the screen, if you want something to happen, you can do that. Or I'm assuming this is for what's it called? Switching the, well, yeah, virtual desktop is what it's called, but I feel like there is another word for it. Workspace, there we go. Oh, here's the workspace, yeah. And yeah, you can turn off a bunch of effects to speed up the system if you have to. So this has more so to do with the behavior and whatnot. Then you have some personalization, account settings, regional settings. So you can change the language, formats, all that type of stuff. Notifications, Bluetooth, got a firewall, software updater, which again, I won't really be updating anything for this video, and bunch of network settings, display. So this is the setting that I used to adjust my resolution, which I don't know how that's gonna look at the video or on the video. And then you can scale here, so this is pretty nice. KDE Connect, this is actually pretty nice as well, because when I was using Chaos during the summer, I tried to connect my phone via USB, and it didn't really work. There was no connection. And so I had to install KDE Connect, and that really helped. Everything worked just fine. And then for printers, if you're going to use that, of course, typical support. So those are the settings. So this is the software center. But where's the package manager? Again, this is very minimalistic. Oh, Arc. Is that? No. I honestly don't even know what Nitrux is based on. I mean, I didn't really what's it called? I didn't really take a look at it or research it. I just installed it and decided, you know what? Let's try this. So I don't know if you can even search stuff. Oh, VLC, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this actually looks really neat. I think it's pretty nice, and it's a flexible size. Yeah, I mean, you normally don't want to play with that, honestly. Yeah, if you do default panel, that's what I was looking for. And then I don't know how to get rid of this, honestly. But here we have the default panel, and then you can configure the panel how you want. So yeah, I mean, this is if you want a default panel in here, just like I said. If you want your normal looking menu, regular, typical menu. And I think this is much more organized because it shows it in categories. And you have your browser here, settings, folder, and text editor, and then you have your shutdown and all that type of stuff. And then there are some, you can't really see that, but the time is here. So this is because of the theme. So I'm gonna have to edit that, but that's pretty much it. Let's remove this panel. There we go. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I actually really like this. I might give it a further look, and would I recommend this? Yes, I actually would. This takes KDE and it shows it in a unique way, and everything is very simple. I like how minimalistic this is. I like how simple it is. KDE, in my opinion, is always a nice experience. Very stable, in my opinion, and it looks nice. So yeah, if you want, check this out. So that was pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.